Hello everybody, we are at one of the finest tennis clubs in the world. It's got a rich and beautiful history. Look it up online, St George's Hill Lawn Tennis Club. I'm a member and so is the person I'm talking to this afternoon, the British number 3, Harriet Dart. Hello Harriet.
Hello.
Harriet, it's absolutely lovely to see you. Look, we're on the indoor courts at St George's Hill, which is your club and mine. Are you a hard worker on the training court? Off court as well? Do you
I've
work
learned
hard?
to enjoy training more. I would say I'm known as a hard worker, yes. And yeah, I mean, I think, I've definitely learned to love practice a lot more, especially during this time, because we've had what feels like the longest training block ever.
Yeah, I'd say so. So what does your day look like now in terms of the hours that you put in? How much training, will you do?
So because of my elbow, it's quite restricted in a way. So at the moment, I'm just practicing for 1 hour a day, an hour in gym, an hour rehab, an hour physio. So it can even still be quite a long day, even though I'm not putting the hours.
Understood.
On
but
the
you'd
court.
like to be playing more tennis.
Oh, for sure. On a usual day, I'd hopefully be playing 2-3 hours a day, plus gym work, plus other stuff, recovery stuff. Yeah. So I can't wait to be able to actually get back to that point. It'll be nice.
Yeah. Now, you didn't mention a psychologist in the team. Do you speak to anybody? Because this is an area where there is so much more focus. There didn't used to be any focus at all in that area. And then actually, before you were born, people started doing it a little bit more in the 90s. But now it's kind of a central thing. Now, do you? I mean, I know you only really through watching you compete and being in the arena, and I'm very impressed because you're a fighter, and it's clear that you're a fighter, and if somebody fronts you up, you're prepared to go after them as well, and it is a sport that is, it is combative.
Yeah.
So do you have a psychologist that helps you at all? Do you speak with anybody?
I do.
And what do they bring you?
Yeah, I'm fortunate that a lot of my team are part of the LTA structure, and I'm part of this player support program, which I'm really fortunate to be on, to be able to have that help and support. And I met my psychologist through that, but then he left, so now I work with him privately. He works for a football club.
Oh, good.
I do speak to someone, and I think it's, tennis is so mental. At the end of the day, if it's a 32 draw, 31 people are unhappy and one person is happy, and you've got to be able to pick yourself back up and be able to be ready for the following week. And that's what's so great about tennis, is that you always have next week, and you have so much that you can just continue to kind of improve on. And especially during this time, I think, I've had my challenges just like everyone else. Everyone has their different challenges during lockdown. So I think it's been great to have someone to speak to.
100%. 100%. How
really
is the 24-year-old Harriet different than the junior player Harriet when she loses?
Very different, I would say. I think.
Were you a bad-tempered kid?
I was. I hate losing now and then. However, I think I deal with things very differently. I think I'm a lot more in the moment now, whereas before I think I would take losses so badly that sometimes I wouldn't be able to recover from them as quick.
Totally.
And now I'm a lot more level-headed in terms of, do you know what, it's okay. Sometimes you're just going to have a bad day, and it's just about being able to actually, at the end of the day, come off the court and think, do you know, I've done everything I possibly could. Sometimes your tennis isn't there, and that's the easy part to fix. It's the tough part actually is the mentality and the doing what you want to try and do, put out on the court, and kind of sticking to it. And I think as long as my coach always says to me, just do everything you can, and sometimes tennis isn't there, and that's okay. And that's what happened in Dubai. We've been working a lot of stuff in pre-season, trying to implement some stuff. Didn't really go to plan, but also know that it's a long process, and that is won't necessarily just happen.
Quite. I think one of the hardest things about being on the road, especially in an individual sport, even if you have somebody to support you, physio, coach, whoever it may be, parent, the hardest thing is to not think that you're a good person if you win and you're a bad person if you lose. I know it's very cliched, but an individual sport, perhaps even more than a team sport, teaches you those lessons which are going to be with you, you know, for life.
Yeah.
You know, I made a professional career out of losing every tennis.
Come on.
Every tennis
You
player.
were a good player.
Every tennis player does. Well, you and I have got to play.
We do.
Well, this is going to be very interesting.
Every surface.
Well, yeah, but hold on a second.
What surface are we playing on?
All right. Well, I'll go.
I don't know. Your choice.
I'll go first. Because see, Harriet thinks that she's going to kill me on the court, and she's made this very plain when we've chatted before. Can we just get that on camera? You think you're going to win, don't you? You think you'll beat me?
Quietly confident.
Quietly confident. The trouble is, the longer this lockdown goes on and everything else, the older I get and the better
I'm practicing, you're not.
No. I actually, if I was a betting man in this regard, and of course there's no betting in tennis, but if I was betting on you versus me, I have to be honest with you, I think I'd probably bet on you now, which is, and I didn't want to say that 2 or 3 years ago when we first started giving each other a hard time about this. Okay, can we play on a nice hard indoor court like this to start with?
Sure, why not?
Uh-huh. What do you think your best surface against an old man would be?
I don't know. I think you'd quite like the grass.
I absolutely would love it.
Well, I also like grass.
I know, I've seen you play, you're jolly good.
I don't know, maybe we could play on clay. Indoor bubble clay at Wimbledon.
Yeah, I like that. But I think, again, it's going to be difficult because from where I'm sitting and from where everybody can see, you know, this versus that, I mean, I think this is going to be very, very difficult for me. One day I'd love to play, and in the meantime, you're busy trying to be a good player, and I'm busy trying to relive, happy memories. Let's talk about great players that you've played and what you learnt about playing them. Who's the best player you played?
They've all been different. You know, I've played a lot of top players. You know, I played Sharapova, I played Halep, I played Barty on big stages. So I think it's been different. Each experience has been different because it's been a different arena or
So let's
occasion.
list those a second. You played Karolina Pliskova.
Oh yeah, that one as well.
Oh, did you forget that one?
For a moment, yeah.
She's
at Wimbledon.
She's a former world number one. Was that your debut?
That was my debut at Wimbledon, 2018.
Debut at Wimbledon against Pliskova.
On court 12.
Now, I think she is a fantastic player.
She
and
is.
for somebody that is a world number one formerly, I don't think people realise how good she is.
Yeah.
I think when she
Totally.
plays well, she's the best.
Yeah, she is. Big server,
Yeah.
big game. When she's on, she's really on, yeah.
Is she nice?
I don't know her, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Is it difficult to get to know some people like that? Maybe, I don't know. But I can never tell what she's thinking. I just love the way she plays, the elegance with which she strikes the ball. I mean, I just think it's amazing. What was your memory of stepping on court for the first time at Wimbledon?
A range of emotions. I think having had junior experiences, albeit it's not the same as playing your first, senior debut at Wimbledon,
what court were you
helped
on?
me. 12, with a stand on the side.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that got bigger. That's quite big. When you step out
Yeah.
and you look up to your right, you realise there's a lot of people in there, don't
Yeah.
you?
Just look to your left. Less people.
Yeah, there's
yeah.
only 2 layers on the left. There's nobody at the back.
Yeah,
And there's
then it's
some-
huge at the top. It's
Yeah,
a really nice
that's
court,
right,
actually.
yeah.
They tend to put a lot of Brits on it, which is nice.
Yeah, no, that's right. And how was the first game?
Do you know what? I was just so focused in the zone about just trying to put a good performance out there.
And you did, actually.
And I did, yeah. It was a really good match, and it gave me a lot of motivation and to kind of keep going and go forward and get my ranking up to be able to get myself in the position where I can play these tournaments on my own bat, because obviously I was given a wild card, so I was given this amazing opportunity to be able to play there, and honestly it was a dream come true. I mean, I dreamt since I was a young girl to be able to play at Wimbledon, your home slam with home crowd.
Yeah, you don't want to go out there and play like an idiot, do you?
Yeah, so
As a way of thanking them for the wild card. Cheers. It's a long
amazing.
way, isn't it, to get round Wimbledon when there's people there as well. Did you notice all that sort of stuff? Like going from the practice courts, which are miles away, not wearing your grass court shoes, back to the changing room, and then it's all those sorts of things.
Yeah.
People don't realise how big a show it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always important to do like what I call a recce before, so you know where everything is, get quite familiar with the surroundings, and
very true.
that's always what my psychologist, Chris, actually, he always tells me, like, to go and have a good, I almost go and like time it, how long it is from the changing
Do
rooms
you?
to the courts, roughly.
But that's a fantastic thing to do.
Because when you're I always find if you're then in a rush, it becomes a bit all like too much for you. So
Totally.
you just want to make sure you give yourself a bit of extra time, a bit of wiggle room.
That's a very grown-up thing to do. I think that's fantastic.
And kind of also, the day before I played Plisify, I went actually to the court to know what court I was playing on, have a little bit of visualization and
Was
stuff.
everybody on there? I mean, was there a match taking place, or was this like
I played the
nobody
first
around?
day. I think I played first day, first match.
Oh, so on the Sunday.
And I was the first Brit out as well.
Oh, listen, believe me,
I'm the
that's
first to go.
first to the prize money office.
Gosh,
No,
yeah.
I believe me, I've had that as well. My first match at Wimbledon was on court 6, which they've since dismantled, and the new court 3 is there now. And I was on at 12:30 on day 1, and it was like, thanks a lot, because the show courts weren't starting until 2 in those days. But yeah, fortunately got through it.
But honestly, 2018 was a bit of a whirlwind because I played really great in the previous tournaments. It was the first year I think I'd halved my ranking.
Yeah.
So it was like such a shock to also play main draw. I wasn't expecting it. I played really great in the challenger tournaments and the 100Ks before, beaten some really good players,
Yes.
played a lot of matches. And then to be able to have the opportunity to play against such a great player like Pliskova was amazing. I played a really great match. Then I played women's doubles as well, and I played mixed doubles, and we made semi-finals. So
Incredible.
it was all a bit crazy.
It was crazy. I mean, you were on the TV screen a lot.
Yeah.
I might have even been wielding the microphone at the time for some of it, and it was absolutely fantastic. You were in that wonderful phase that you don't know how many times it's going to happen in your career where you have that joy, but you had that joy, you deserved it, and there's going to be more of it ahead, and you just have to kind of just allow that to happen now, because I mean there's only one kind of first time with all that, but you did look like you were having a blast. I don't think there was a shot that you were thinking about that you didn't play. They were all coming off.
It was so crazy. I still have a selfie video of me and Jay.
Jay Clark.
Jay Clark, yeah. We were walking from Morangi after practice, and we were going, we're playing on centre court today. This is crazy. Like, seriously, I still have it on my phone because it's such a crazy thing to have played a quarter-final mixed doubles match on centre court and to win. So,
who did you beat in that quarter-final?
We played Cabal and Spears.
Oh, yeah. Abigail Spears. I mean, Cabal,
we played a great match.
You played an unbelievable match.
It was crazy.
How fast is Cabal?
Yeah.
He's just all over
Everywhere.
Unbelievable. Did you beat John, a fellow member here at St George's Hill? Did you beat John Peers as well?
No. I played the previous year with Bryden Klein.
Yeah. So you lost to John?
Yes, lost to John.
That's a shame, because I asked that question.
His serve is really tough.
His serve
rematch. But yeah.
I was hoping, I thought actually that you had won that match, and any time you can rub John Peers' nose in it is a good moment. Yeah. No. Okay. Well, some other time. Yeah. No, he's good at doubles too. I have to be honest. So centre court, was that any different? The way you prepared for that, because you don't have to scope out centre, do you? You know where that is. But was it any different to arrive on the court and that sense of when you walk out? Tell people.
So, I played mixed doubles on it, which is very different when you're with someone else because you kind of both carry the weight in somewhat respects. And we had gone to have a little bit look at it, and I remember going there thinking, oh my God, it's so big.
Had you played on court 1, that sort of thing?
No, so this was the first time.
They really are different.
We hadn't played on court 2, we hadn't played on court 3, we literally just got thrown in the deep end, and we saw it on the order of play, and we were like, centre court, this is crazy. Because we thought, okay, quarterfinal will probably be court 1, court 2 maybe, and then centre court came in, and honestly it was like a dream for us. And then the following year I was able to play singles on it, and I think that the mixed doubles experience did help me because I'd been there before, albeit with a partner. It's slightly different. Also playing on Super Saturday when all the sporting greats are in the royal box. My dad had to rub that in before I played in the morning.
He didn't say that?
Yeah, he did. I was like,
with
not helpful.
That's not Father of the Year material. That's appalling. But by that stage, you'd won so many matches, and you were flying so high. I suppose you had completely settled in.
I think it was definitely a different experience. Don't get me wrong, I was incredibly nervous, and I don't think I played a very good match. But also my opponent, world number 1, she just won the French Open, and she was playing amazing. So I think you know, kind of the match, you know, she really put everything out there and
Yeah.
was way too good for me on the day. But I think the next time that I'm there, I'll be a lot more comfortable.